What is up, YouTube? Roblo here with Team Cloud, and I'm doing a guest upload for my good buddy Slim, also teammate. So appreciate it for letting me do this. But today we're talking about SatellarKnights. This is going to give you an idea of what the deck does, the combos it's capable of, what could hurt it, and just a general explanation of all the cards. So just to get you guys familiar with the deck, if you're already familiar with, I'll give you guys some hints on what hurts it, what can go good in it, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to talk about all the monsters right now. We're going to give a brief description and what they do. And here we go. The first one is Islam. The guy that burns for 1,000 when they're summoned. All of them get their effects if they're normal, flip summoned, or special summoned. Any summon period. They only do it once per turn, so you got to kind of manage it correctly and get him off at the right time. So this guy, when he's summoned, you give you a little better picture. He burns for 1,000. It's pretty cool. It's pretty handy, but I feel like he's one of the weaker monsters. I did like him at first, but then I kind of grew apart from him because just the combos that this deck is capable of needs its other monsters ASAP. So I mean, he's a cool tech. He might snag you a game or two, but overall, I don't think it's worth running. Next card we're gonna talk about is Vega. Vega is the one when it's normal summon, or I'm sorry, summon period. I should even stop saying that. Just when they're summoned, this guy specials one from your hand. Pretty cool effect if you have a combo and you want to go to 3, or if you want to get 4 out. It's too many combos in this deck, but it's a good starter. I'm not sure if I like this one too much. It's my least favorite one, besides the burner. I like to dump this one in the graveyard ASAP and get combos going that way. Just it all depends on what kind of hand and how you built the deck. But that's basically what he does. Next card, Ukulele. I think that's what the general name is we're giving him, Ukulele. This is their beater of the deck, the 1800, 1000 defense. Yeah. He's the Foolish Burial. Give you a picture, closer up. He's the Foolish Burial. I think this guy is really important to get your engine started. Plus, he's a beater. All of them are really soft, so you kind of need a beater essence in there just to put in some work. I understand if these cards were higher attack, this deck would be too OP, more than what it really is. So Ukulele I think it's a key card in the deck. Okay, so next card, Altier, is the Debris Dragon of the deck. So this one kind of is one of the only ones that has like a drawback effect. When it's summoned, special one out of your graveyard defense, and then they get their effect too. Awesome. The only drawback about this is if you use the effect, only Satellar cards can attack, or Teller cards. They can only attack. So it's kind of a downfall, but overall you're getting a debris. Maybe go into your giant hand, or maybe whatever you can do to spin a card, Castel or whatever his name is. So I think this card is almost the best card in the deck. It's really good. Starts your combos and it gets everything going. Last card is Neb, your Stratos of the deck. Doesn't really have any drawbacks. It's pretty busted. But it's only once per turn. It's only Ultra of the deck, which is weird. I don't know. But really good card, Stratos, 1500, so it's bottomlessable, which kind of sucks. If you guys play this deck, removal hurts this deck a lot, to a certain extent. But early game, if you don't have a graveyard flowing, it's kind of hard to come back and take the win. So these two are just one of the best engines in the game alone. Possibly could just run this guy and 3/3 and have a solid little engine for a 4 base. Just an idea, throwing it out there. But these cards are the heart and soul of the deck. So there we have it, guys. That's the monsters. We're going to talk about their main trap, their counter trap, which makes this deck amazing. Their Inferni Barrier, Satellar Nova or Alpha. I'm sorry. Oh, it is Satellar Nova Alpha. Counter trap, amazing. Only thing is though, it has to be sent to the graveyard. It's not just like send one monster or tribute a monster and negate. It's send one monster to the graveyard to negate anything. And then you draw a card. It's really cool. It kind of reminds me of like a Spark and Inferni Barrier in one. So it's an extremely powerful card. Kind of has you that keepsake of just establishing a board, and if you have this set, you feel so safe going off with your combos and not really worrying about what your opponent has too much. So the trap card is phenomenal in this deck. Okay, and the last Stellar card that I want to talk about is they exceed. Sorry, this picture. Sometimes I just hate ghosts because you can barely see the card. You're like, what the fuck is that? But okay, so Deltros is a really good card. 3 level 4 monsters. When it's I'm sorry, Satellar monsters, their summons can't be messed with. I'll just read the effect. When it says XYZ material, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal summon or special summon monsters. Anything, I guess. I keep forgetting that it's anything. That's busted as fuck. But once per turn, you can detach 1 material and target 1 card in the field, destroy it. So any card, face up, face down, doesn't matter. And then it has a recruiting effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special 1 SatellarKnight from your hand or deck. That's awesome. You do put in the amount, putting 3, it's kind of committing a lot, but you get a great result from this. Only thing you do is warning this, or Blackhorn, or negate the summon. They can't bottomless. They can't torrential. It's really cool. They can compulse, but you get player priority to do this effect, so you're automatically gonna get something out of it. If it goes to graveyard, you're chilling still. You use your counter traps in this graveyard. You're drawing 1, and then you're specialing 1, and then you're kind of just getting your engine right back. You get the 3 right back to your field and go this again or something else to rape their side of the field. So this card's phenomenal. And what's really cool about this deck, we don't even have their main Exceed that's broken as fuck. It's the one, I'm sure you've seen it in the OCG, where it's like, I don't know the full effect, but all I know is when it's summoned, it bounces the field. That's all I really need to know, because that's phenomenal. That's amazing. That's like Excite on Night just on crack, and you just return your Phoenix Chains and call the Haunted like crazy. That's awesome. Can't wait for that card to come out. This deck will be tier 0 if that card's out, depending on what they hit in October. So we're just waiting for that to come out, and we'll see what happens. So another thing I want to talk to you guys about is what could go in the deck and what should be in your deck. We're going to go with some spells and traps to kind of give you guys an idea if you're thinking about making this deck or what you're going to see playing against it. I'll give it to you. Okay, so we'll do some spells first. One of the main cards you will see is 2 Rotas. No shit, they're all warriors. Rota's too good. Search out your Stratos, summon it. It's just like almost here playing heroes again. Kind of gives me that feel of like, you know, the trap card with your spark. Only thing is not quick play, you can play from your hand, but it gives that feel of heroes and constellars kind of like mashed into one deck. But they're all warriors. That makes the deck awesome. So 2 Stratos, or yeah, you have 3 Stratos and then 2 Rotas, which is amazing. Another card I like in this deck that you can play is Pot of Duality. I almost said Pot of Greed. Pot of Duality. Pot of Duality is going to thin out your deck. The deck doesn't have too many monsters, but this allows you to search and hopefully rip into this or your Stratos of the deck and get your deck just flowing. You don't need a special summon for this deck to be good. You can just sit on a ukulele, dump, get your graveyard flowing, sit on your Stratos, hopefully with a trap card, and just chill. You don't need, like, this deck has so control, like, you don't need to go off to do great things. So Pot of Duality searches out everything and hopefully thins out to the card you want. Next card that makes this deck extremely broken, and I cannot emphasize this enough, is Soul Charge. This card, I don't know why it's still here, but as long as it's here, this deck will profit from this card unbelievably. That's why it's important to get your graveyard flowing. You don't run too many monsters, so this card is extremely important. Max this bitch out. Like, Soul Charge is here. Let's abuse it. It's really good. They're going to get their effects. You're going to get at least 3 or 4 on the field and take control. And I like this card. Even in early game, this card, you pay 1,000, bring out Altier, you have a 2 right there. Or Vega, bring out Altier, you have a 3 right there off of 1,000. It's so good. Like, you have to play 3 of this. You know, you might say, well, oh, I hate 3. 3 is too much. No, it's not. This deck, you just need 1, like I just said, and it just does work. So Soul Charge needs to be maxed out. 3, please do that for me. Okay, so now we'll move on to some traps that you will see in this deck. One of them, of course, Call the Haunted. They're all getting their effects when they're summoned. Call the Haunted is too good. They have 6 reborns in this deck. This deck is stupid. Like, max this out too. Call the Haunted is way too good. Enough for that. Breakthrough Skill. It's cool. 2-time effect. I always love Breakthrough Skill. Something on your field, and even in the mirror matches is awesome because end phase, they'll Call the Haunted, bring out their Altier, and you just say, nah, I'll banish this from the graveyard and do some work. Like, it's really good. Against the mirror match, it's pretty good. I definitely like 2 or 3 of these in the deck. Last thing I see a lot of people do in the side or main is Emptiness. Emptiness is a really good card right now, especially with the hype of the Shed All cards and the Floodgate Ying Zhang cards. This just, if you get a beater in this, you're kind of just, you're walking on sunshine. Honestly, like, this card is amazing. Um, and what I like about it too, it's easily removed. Like, you need to get off your search, or you need to special play a Rhoda. You need, there's so many cards that could just, okay, I'm done using this. I'm good. Peace. Like, this card, it's too good. It's too much control in this deck for um, this deck to be legal, honestly. So now we'll go into some of the exceeds that this deck can go into, and I'll mention some that it could go into, but you shouldn't be playing in your extra deck. We'll just start that off right now. Armor Ninja, the 22 attack twice. It's not worth it. Your extra deck is too scarce. Like, you need like a lot. You need a copy of a lot of cards, like 2 copies of some of the cards. So cards like that, don't think it's worth. Champion Knight, I forgot his name. Heroic Champion, the one that goes to 4,000 if you detach. Honestly, don't think that's a good card. Why I think these cards aren't good? I mean, they could be good, but the fact that you're getting 2 of your cards out and exceeding is mostly off Altair, and he says, like, he's only SatellarKnights can attack. So, Altair into a Blade Armor Ninja, and then you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just sitting here. It's not worth it, guys. I wouldn't put those in your deck. You could try it, but I honestly wouldn't play those cards. Okay, some cards you can play, which are pretty cool. The Omega. Omega's pretty cool. Dodges, the back row. I've seen a lot of people don't play it, but I feel like they don't really. This extra deck doesn't really have beaters, so I like this card. These two together, just summon, activate. You're kind of just letting Jesus take the wheel and just letting him play the game for you, because you're pretty much golden. Another card I like in this is Polydomino. I like it because, like, even if you Altair, you don't need to attack with this. You can just use his effect to just drain this card and put him to 0 and just chill. Or if you soul charge and you're chilling still, if it goes to graveyard, it's a draw. It's decent. I don't really go this too much, but maybe 1 out of maybe 20 games I might go this. It's just a cool option to be there. It's a safety net, so I like it. Another card you can go is Honor Arc. And while I talk about Honor Arc, we're going to talk about Castel. I think that's his name. Yeah, Castel. Okay, so I'm slowly seeing Castel taking over this game over the Honor Arc. And not saying you shouldn't run this anymore. I think it's really key you have to at least 1. But I would not play 2 of this card. If anything, you're playing 2 of these. Definitely play 2 in this deck. This card is so broke. It has really good effects. It's a Lightning Chidori and a Maestroke in 1 card. It's really good. It's super solid. I love this card to death. Run 2 this card. It kind of gives out, if you don't want to pay the 35 for this, or 40, whatever, 50, whatever it is, you can get away with paying like 15 for this, and it does much justice as this. Just depends on the situation again, guys. But I definitely max this out, put this at 2 in your extra deck. I think it's very necessary in this deck because you spam rank 4s. Rank 4s are the best cards in the game, and honestly, hands down. And if you don't have this in your extra deck, you're wrong. So put 2 of these in there. Okay, last card I want to talk about before I end this video, and you guys can go about your day, is Rhapsody. Rhapsody is very key in this deck, especially versus the mirror match. Early game, if you get this off and they don't have a graveyard flowing, you'll probably win the game. This card hurts this deck a lot, and just like I said, I'll give you guys some tips on what hurts you guys. This does. Graveyard removal does hurt, and it's cool because you do exceed a lot. So after you're done using his effect, you use equip and have an extra 1200 attack. It's pretty cool. It's pretty legit. I like this card a lot. I would like to run it too, but it's bad, and I can't because you could just recycle off Emerald. That's like my only out to it. But if this goes off and you're removing their grave, you should do pretty good in this match, especially the mirror match. So that's all I have for you guys. Some of the cards that might hurt. Before I end, some of the cards that might hurt. Light Mirrors. Maybe Crows, Veilers, Skill Drain. And they're all regular cards that would hurt any other deck. This game has to be somewhat balanced, so there is cards that will hurt this deck. It's just up to you to decide better and embrace the stuff that's gonna be sided against you. Just so what I would do is I'd play this deck as much as you can, see what they see what they side, and just kind of prep for their side. That's how you win this game. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Again, Slim, I appreciate you for letting me do a guest upload. Guys, don't forget to check out my channel, TeamCloud916, and I would really appreciate it. So you guys have a good day. Thank you for watching this video. Anything I missed, go ahead and feel free to put it at the bottom and have a discussion about this deck and how amazing this deck is. Before I leave, Fraser Smith put on a comment the other day saying he ran this deck all weekend and he thinks this deck is unfair because he lost 1 game total. So that's not saying anything. This deck's probably the best deck out of the 3 that just came out, but we'll see. All right, guys. See you later. Team Cloud, Rob Loa.